What's up, Breakwazers? So, I got an OU battle here from my stream that I did last week? No, it was Monday. Wow, has it really only been 2 days? This has been a long week, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long week. But, overall, this should be quite an interesting OU battle that you guys will be seeing right here. And I'm pretty sure my opponent, Mulder, probably ingested some rage powder during the battle. And you will see why once the battle actually takes off. But looking at his team, he's got kind of a sand team, and looking at my team, I got double weather, which doesn't make sense. I mean, why would I run double weather in OU? Why do I need 2 weather starters? I don't know. I just saw the team in the forum, so I was like, hey, let's take a shot at it. Why not? So he's going to lead off with his Landorus. I'm going to lead off with my Jirachi, and I am obviously scarfed as I outspeed him, and that kind of gives it away. Oh well. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? And I'm going to switch into Rotom, predicting obvious Earth Power. And obvious Earth Power was obvious. He's going to switch out. I don't know. I don't think he'd be a choice Sheer Force, but he could be. And he is going to let his Gastrodon take the burn, which is the one thing that probably I needed to Toxic a little bit later in the match. But we'll work around it. So right here I'm going to go ahead and switch into Tyranitar, not expecting the Toxic. Unfortunately, he is going to go for that Toxic. So, this is depressing. But really, Sand isn't really what I absolutely especially need at this point. And so I'm going to set this Sulthrox. He brains in his Starmie. And I'm like, okay. And he's going to go for the Surf, to my surprise. I thought maybe he'd go for the Rapid Spin, predicting Switch or something. Because I had no Ghost type to get rid of basically a Rapid, you know what I'm saying. It's late. And yeah, I had nothing to really get rid of a Rapid Spinner or make it null. Well, he's going to bring in Tyranitar, and this is that weird sub-punch Tyranitar set that has hardly ever run, that I've maybe seen twice in my battling career, other than me using it once. So, this should be interesting. He's going to go for the Earthquake, which I kind of expected him to just go ahead and KO my Tyranitar at that point, just so I wouldn't break his sub. Now I'm going to bring in my Politoed, which is, interestingly enough, actually, a Choice Scarf Politoed. The set itself was kind of weird. I'm not really sure. I might actually switch it out because I prefer Bulky Toad in this type of, I guess, team, but I might keep the Choice Scarf idea going as well. I'm not really sure yet because I haven't tested this team more than once. So I'm going to bring in Starmie because I need Death Fodder, and he is going to go ahead and get the crit on the Stone Edge, which probably didn't matter. And right here, I'm going to go for the Rock Polish, as he is going to go for the Stone Edge, and I'm actually not going to get critted, which is nice, because if I had gotten critted, as you would have seen, I would have been dead. And he stays in to sack his Tyranitar. What? I don't even... But there's the first case that he probably ingests Rage Powder. He misses the Stone Edge when you know it, and his Tyranitar dies for nothing. Obviously, though, he has a Scizor, and obvious Bullet Punch is obvious, so I'm going to switch out right here into my Jirachi, because I might need Landorus later, either as Death Fodder or to do something. And right here, I get critted, and then I'm going to trick him, and because I expected him to switch out, but he stayed in. Here's a little interesting fact, though. After you've been tricked something, as long as you go for a different move right after the trick, you'll still do damage, but of course, you know, Fire Punch isn't going to KO even with a Choice Band, which is highly depressing, because it would have been nice if it did. So now I'm going to bring in my Rotom Wash, who dances way too freaking fast. And apparently obvious Will-O-Wisp is obvious, because he's going to switch out into his Gastrodon, which is not beneficial for me, because guess what? That thing is burned, so it can take any status. Right here I leave Jirachi in his Death Fodder, because I mean, what am I going to do with Jirachi at this point? Jirachi is done. Jirachi's done. So now I'm going to bring in my Landorus and try and get the kill, but it's not there. Fortunately for me, he doesn't heal up, so I should effectively be able to kill this Gastrodon with my next Pokemon. hopefully. And because a lot of his stuff is weak to Ice Beam as of this point, and I could KO the Scizor with Ice Beam if he decided to switch it in, then I go ahead and bring in my Scarf Politoed. Unfortunately, he has a Scarf Garchomp to answer to it, which is depressing. But, you know, I wrote him right here, which is going to be more beneficial, and he is going to bring in his Scizor as I go for the Will-O-Wisp, because I wanted to hinder that Garchomp for a little bit later when I brought something else in. He is going to go for the Superpower, and because he's burned, it doesn't do that much. And I took the Choice Band away, so really that Scizor is kind of useless. Ha ha ha, I'm so happy. And well, now he brings in his Landorus, which is going to go for the Focus Blast and miss, as I missed the Hydro Pump, so that was a useless turn. If I had hit the Hydro Pump, it would have been GG. But he is going to go for the Focus Blast again and miss, and he probably has not only ingested Rage Powder, he probably has downed the whole container of it, because that is going to cost him the match. So I do apologize, Mulder, for the hacks. That did in fact cost you the match when it was clearly your match. But, you know, that's how hacks goes. I get screwed over a lot too. Probably more than you, Mulder. I don't know. Not really sure the crit mattered because we were under the rain. But, yeah. Pretty hacksy match. But overall, still a pretty good match. Except for, like, the last few turns where he missed 2 Focus Blasts. And he probably ingested Rage Powder. And he's probably still raging at this point, because I'm pretty sure he ingested a lot of Rage Powder. But I'll see you guys on the next match, probably on Monday. See you.